They called him one of the world's greatest spy. The man who looked like a charming journalist but was secretly feeding intelligence that would change the course of World War II. This is the story of Richard Sorge, the Soviet spy who fooled both the Germans and the Japanese until the day he was betrayed. Richard Sorge was born in 1895 in Baku, then part of the Russian Empire. A soldier in World War I, he was wounded and became radicalized. By the 1920s, he had joined the Communist Party and was recruited into Soviet intelligence. His cover, a charming, motorcycle riding, hard drinking journalist who could slip into Allied circles. In the 1930s, Sorge was sent to Japan. His mission: gather intelligence on Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan. By posing as a German journalist, he built deep connections with the German embassy in Tokyo and even became friends with the German ambassador himself. What they didn't know? Every secret they told him went straight to Moscow. Sorge delivered one of the most important pieces of intelligence in history. He warned Stalin of Hitler's plan to invade the Soviet Union. Stalin ignored it. But later, Sorge reported something even more valuable: that Japan would not attack the Soviet Union, choosing instead to move south towards the Pacific. This allowed Stalin to move over 1 million troops from Siberia to fight Hitler on the Eastern Front. Some historians believe this intelligence helped save Moscow from falling. Despite his incredible success, Sorge's spy ring, codenamed Ramsey, was dangerously exposed. The Japanese secret police, the Toko, had been conducting counterintelligence operations and were slowly closing in on communist cells. Sorge's betrayal didn't come from his German contact, from within his own ring. One of his key Japanese collaborators, Hazumi Ozaki, was arrested. Under interrogation, Ozaki eventually gave up information that led the Toko to Sorge. Another member of his ring, a Japanese painter named Yotoku Miyagi, was also arrested and confessed after being tortured. Richard Sorge was arrested by the Japanese on October 18, 1941, just weeks before the attack on Pearl Harbor, which people claim that he had tried to warn Moscow about. For a long time, the Soviet Union refused to acknowledge him. They disavowed any knowledge of Sorge, abandoning the top spy to his fate. The Japanese tried to use him in a prisoner exchange with the Soviets, but Stalin refused, claiming he had never heard of Richard Sorge. After a lengthy imprisonment and trial, Richard Sorge was hanged by the Japanese in Tokyo on November 7, 1944. It was not until 1964, almost 20 years after his death, that the Soviet finally and publicly acknowledged his work. He was posthumously declared a hero of the Soviet Union, the nation's highest honor.